Hello and welcome back to the channel for updates in the Vallow Daybell case for today, July 6, 2021. There's a whole rash of new filings today, so let's go through them real quick. The first one is a specific discovery pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 16. This is filed by Mark Means, so let's read through it and talk about what it means. Please take notice that the undersigned, pursuant to Rule 16 of the Idaho Criminal Rules, request discovery and inspection of the following information, I think he means evidence, and materials. Number 1. All autopsy reports, medical examiner reports, coroner reports, I think he means coroner, lab testing results reports, documents, records, reports, communications exhibits, testing results, procedures, DNA, or the like regarding all exhumed bodies related to this case. Number 2. List of all persons of knowledge and or witnesses, including name, address, email, telephone number of which the state has taken a formal or informal statement regarding this case. Number 3. Any and all statements, formal or informal, tangible or intangible, electronic or non-electronic, written or unwritten, of all persons of knowledge and or witnesses to this matter. Please include but not limited to the person's full name, date and time of conversation, specific statements of said conversations, location of said conversations, substance of conversation, method of conversations, example i.e. telephone, text, email, FaceTime, face-to-face, etc., duration of said conversation, and all persons in attendance or involved in said conversations. Please produce all records of said communications, tangible or intangible, included but not limited to recordings, text messages, emails, phone records, voicemails, pictures, videos, reports, police reports, or the like. Also include any and all identifying information for persons present and or included in said conversation or in proximity of said conversation. Please identify the attending person's full name, address, employment position, telephone number, and other identifiable information. This request specifically includes the following, but not limited to said persons: Lori Vallow Daybell, Chad Daybell, Alex Cox, Zulema Pastenis, all Daybell children, Tammy Daybell, Adam Cox, Colby Ryan, Kelsey Ryan, parents of Chad Daybell, parents of Tammy Daybell, parents of Lori Vallow Daybell, Melanie Gibb, Summer Shiflett and any of her family members, David Warwick, spelled wrong, Larry Woodcock, Ethel K. Vallow Woodcock, which is K. Woodcock, April Raymond, Annie Cushing, Melanie Boudreau-Pulowski, Ian Pulowski, Brandon Boudreau, Heather Daybell, sister-in-law of Chad Daybell, Matthew Daybell, the brother of Chad Daybell, Robert Wood, special prosecutor, all investigators, detectives, police officers, communications, whether they be by formal or informal, personal or professional conduits of communications, i.e. person's cellular phone, tablet, computer, and or professional cellular phone, tablet, computers. All persons identified by the state as witnesses or persons of knowledge, all witnesses that participate in the grand jury that convened in regard to this case. With each witness or persons of knowledge, please include all form of statements, including recordings, reports, text messages, email, voicemails, and the like. If any recording or report is not complete, please identify in complete form of statement and location, if known, of the complete statement. In regards to each statement, please identify presence of all individuals, persons, and the like present during the acquisition or creation of the statement. The right is hereby reserved to make a request for such other and additional discovery as may be determined at a later date to be necessary and required. Furthermore, this request by no way intends to limit the duty of production owed by the prosecution to produce all evidence, records, notes, charts, reports, photographs, videos, recordings, text communications, emails, data, GPS reports, financial records, or the like, tangible or intangible, to those identified above. Pursuant to Rule 16 of the Idaho Criminal Rules, this request relates to information in the possession or control of members of the prosecuting attorney's staff and to others who have participated in the investigations or evaluations of the case, who either regularly report or with reference to this particular case have reported or aided the office of the prosecuting attorney. Signed the 28th of June, 2021 by Mark Means. Alright, next up, motion to transfer trial. Comes now the defendant Lori Daybell by and through her attorney of record, Mark L. Means of Means Law, and hereby moves this court for an order transferring the case, venue, because a fair and impartial jury cannot be had in Fremont County, state of Idaho. This motion is brought pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rules, hereafter ICR 21A, and is based upon the 6th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution of the United States of America, United States with an S, Article 1 and 7 of the Idaho State Constitution, and any and all other applicable law. It shall be supported by the papers and pleadings of, in this case, the memorandum of law to be filed, evidence to be submitted, and the evidence to be adduced at the hearing of this motion. Further, defendant requests a briefing schedule to allow both parties to submit to the court their memorandums, evidence, list of potential witnesses, if any, in regards to this motion. Defendant respectfully requests oral arguments on this motion as well as a hearing date on this motion. Also filed the 28th day of June by Mark Means. Alright, next up. Declared motion to show cause regarding contempt for failure to comply with lawfully served subpoena. Now we saw one of these for Melanie Gibb. This one is for someone else. Let's read it. Comes now the defendant, Ms. Lori Noreen Vallow Daybell, and move this court pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 17 and all other applicable rules, laws, and or statutes to order Mrs. Heather Daybell, hereafter H. Daybell, to show cause as to why she should not be held in contempt for failure to comply with a lawfully served subpoena. To date, Heather Daybell has refused to produce the communications between Heather Daybell and state witness Mrs. Melanie Gibb. These communications are believed to be of the utmost importance and relevant to this matter, as Mrs. Melanie Gibb is a state's witness of priority. Ms. Gibb has refused to comply with the lawfully served subpoena as evident in the motion to show cause filed previously in this case against Ms. Gibb. Heather Daybell was lawfully served with the attached subpoena as illustrated by attached proof of said service affidavit. Heather Daybell has chosen to ignore the rules of law and as such should be ordered by this court to show cause as to why she should not be held in contempt. Defendant further moves this court for an award of fees, costs, and sanctions as allowed by law and address this contempt behavior by Sheriff Henry. Interesting. That was filed on the 30th of June by Mark Means. Now, he also attached the subpoena for Heather that we haven't seen before, so let's read through this. From the state of Idaho to Heather Daybell. You are hereby commanded to produce or permit inspection and copying of the following documents or objects, including electronically stored information at the place, date, and time specified below. The State of Idaho, Mrs. Heather Daybell, are hereby commanded to produce the entire file, including but not limited to accounts, books, papers, documents, communications, audio or video recordings, correspondence, posting, social media messaging, text messages, voicemails, emails, or other objects and its contents, whether tangible or intangible, in regards to the State of Idaho versus Lori Daybell, case number blah blah blah. The request seeks production of the following from June 2019 to present. All emails received by or drafted, sent, etc. by you concerning, referencing Mr. Chad Daybell and or Mrs. Lori Vallow Daybell. All social posting, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or the like, received by or drafted, posted, transmitted by you concerning, referencing Mr. Chad Daybell and or Mrs. Lori Vallow Daybell. Number 3. All communications, emails, text recordings, letters, or the like received by or drafted, posted, transmitted by you concerning, referencing Mr. Chad Daybell or Ms. Lori Daybell and the like, and the Rexburg Police, Madison County Sheriff's Department, Fremont Sheriff's Department, or any other agency. Number 4. All communications, emails, text recordings, letters, or the like received by or drafted, posted, transmitted by you concerning, referencing Mr. Chad Daybell and or Mrs. Lori Vallow Daybell and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A copy of your telephone records, both cellular and landline, if applicable. Number 6. All communications, emails, text, recording, letters, or the like received by or drafted, posted, transmitted by you concerning, referencing Mr. Chad Daybell and or Mrs. Lori Vallow Daybell and any individual persons. All records and or documentation related to your self-purported stated first-hand knowledge in regard to Mr. Chad Daybell and or Mrs. Lori Vallow Daybell. All email addresses and recipients of your email attached believed to be released by you in or around August of 2020. All communications between you and any individuals or organizations regarding and associated with said email. Very interesting. I'm going to guess that is the email that Heather put out to her church group talking about the case. So, next up, we have... Alright, reservation of rights and defenses. Okay, this is pretty standard stuff. Comes now the defendant, Mrs. Lori Daybell, hereafter defendant, by and through her counsel of record, Markel Means and Means Law, and provides notice of reservation of rights pursuant to Rule 12b for the following reasons. 12b-1, lack of jurisdiction over subject matter. 12b-2, lack of jurisdiction over the person. 12b-3, improper venue. 12b-4, insufficiency of process. 12b-5, insufficiency of service of process. 12b-6, failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. Any and all of the grounds for dismissal, sanctions, or the like. Furthermore, defendant reserves all rights to contest, defend, and assert any and all rights, defenses, and notice of affirmative defenses. On the 28th of June by Mark Means. Okay, let's keep going. Alright, next we have the supplemental declaration in support of the motion to compel. Alright, I'm not going to read this entire thing, but let's start with the first paragraph, because that kind of lays it all out. Comes now the defendant, Lori Noreen Vallow Daybell, by and through her attorney of record, Markel Means of Means Law Office, PLLC, and pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 16, Discovery and Inspection subsection F, and further moves this court for an order compelling and granting sanctions against the state to provide full and complete responses to said defendant's specific request of discovery, pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 16, which was served upon the state on or about May 27, 2021. Subject to said rule, the state has an obligation to provide full and complete written response within 14 days from the date of service. State provided the attached responses, which are wholly inadequate, and state compliance in July 2021. No extension was requested by the state nor granted by this office. Alright, let's look at these footnotes here. Please see previously filed granted motion to compel. Prosecution has conducted press conference stating they are working on the case for over a year, told Ms. Summers Shiflett they were bringing murder charges back in October 2020. Now they request more time for discovery. Okay. And the next one, see ICR 16 subsection F. Furthermore, the reminder to the court that the responses to this discovery request, subject to the first motion to compel, were required prior to the hearing to disqualify the special prosecutor. And were blatantly ignored by said prosecutor to further obstruct evidence of misconduct. All right. This just lays out his argument for not having received the discovery, how he went to their office and came back 2 hours later and they still didn't have it, on and on and on. If you want to read this entire document, it is up in the Discord channel. I've been talking for a while about all this bickering over the discovery and how it is getting really, really annoying. So, to sum it up, let's read the summary paragraph here. Wherefore, said defendant requests this court order the following. Number 1. Defendant requests a hearing on this matter as soon as the court is available. Number 2. That defendant further provides notice of reservation of rights regarding this matter, including but not limited to request for dismissal, Brady violation motion, sanctions, etc. Number 3. Plaintiff be ordered to provide full and complete responses in an expedited manner. Number 4. Plaintiff be imposed with sanctions by this court for cost, fees, and other appropriate sanctions, including, as the court seems fit, but not limited to, dismissal of this matter. Certified and signed on the 22nd day of June by Mark Means. Yeah, that's that. That's enough. There's a lot going on. Alright, all of these documents are up in Discord if you want to grab the PDFs and read them for yourselves. It's a lot of procedural stuff. All of these were filed by Mark Means. So he's going after Heather Daybell because she did not respond to her subpoena. Melanie Gibbs is still out there. I don't think any action can happen on those while there is a stay in the case, but they're being filed. And more discovery battles. I am so sick of this discovery battle. But I guess that's normal. These things happen. So we're just going to have to wait and see what the court does. So we're expecting some hearings to pop up. The hearing that was supposed to happen last week was vacated. That should be rescheduled. And obviously we're going to have some discovery hearings because they're still fighting about it. But that's all that's happening right now. Any more news in the case, stay tuned here. I'll let you know as soon as it breaks. And until then, stay safe out there.